Uh, a very good morning to everybody. Andariki namaskaram andi. I think I've never been so stressed, even in my match, I guess. But yeah, I think respected Honorable Minister Shri Nara Lokesh garu and Honorable Sports Minister Ram Prasad garu, our Visakhapatnam Member of Parliament Bharatana, who I dearly wish could be with us, but unfortunately he had other commitments, and Palla Srinivas garu, Velgapudi Ramakrishna garu, Ravi Naidu garu, and Barni ma'am, and of course Swati ma'am. A very good morning to everyone and all the respected MLAs, my SAP colleagues, distinguished guests, my family and friends, and everyone who has joined us today. Thank you so much for being here. Well, before I begin, I want to say a few words about Lokesh Anna, my beloved leader and someone whose support has meant so much to me. Anna, I say this with utmost humility. I do not know anyone who responds to a WhatsApp message as faster than you do. When we were planning this event, I was traveling back from Malaysia. I kept thinking about who I wanted to formally launch this dream, and my heart was there. I had only one answer, of course, Lokesh Anna. When we met in Vijayawada, I told you about everything and we were trying to build, and you said, Tali, you do whatever you want, memandram nee venakalu unnamu, neeku em kavalanna e support kavalanna mem istamu ani. You gave me that support. Anna, those words stayed with me. Well, thank you so much for standing with us today. Your presence means more than I can say, and I'm sure that together we will make this dream and Andhra Pradesh proud. Some of you may be looking behind me wondering the basement is complete, the foundations are in place, and columns have already risen, so why are we laying a foundation stone today? When we began, circumstances around this site prevented the formal ceremony we had planned. The work could not wait, so we quietly began essential construction. Then a conversation enlarged our dream and made us pause, rethink, and return to the drawing board. We did not pause because we had faith. We had lost faith. We paused because our responsibility had become larger. Today, we formally lay the stone after the physical foundations are in place, because the true foundation of an institute is clarity of purpose. Today, we launch that larger vision and make public commitment to build the PV Sindhu Center for Sports Excellence. We are not merely laying a stone, we are laying the foundation for thousands of dreams. Before I say anything more, there is one person I absolutely have to thank. The world knows him as Anil Chalmashetty. I know him as my dearest Gopi Anna. I miss him today, but I'm so glad that Swati Akka could join us. Thank you, Akka. Akka, they say the greatest institution builders have the strongest foundation at home. So I'm very happy that the real hero of Chalmashetty household is here. Anna promised to be here, but true to form, he caught a flight out last night. Swati Akka, please tell him that I've now complained about him, because he keeps traveling very last minutes all the time. But on a serious note, I sometimes forget that he has built one of the finest renewable energy companies in the country. Whenever anything happened, my first thought was, let's call Anna. Sometimes it was not even a crisis. Truth be told, I simply felt calmer after speaking to him, actually. Thank you, Gopi Anna, from the bottom of my heart, even though you're not here. I hope one day you will come here, for standing by me as I've tried to build this institution. Now let me return to how this dream began. For more than 2 decades, badminton has taken a little girl with a racket from Hyderabad around the world onto the greatest stages and taught her lessons no textbook could. I trained at high performance centers where coaching, science, recovery, nutrition and education work together. In every one I asked, why can't we build this back home? Then I visited the Inspire Institute of Sport in Bellary, built by my dear friend Parth Jindal, and I was blown away not only by the buildings, but by the belief behind them. Parth showed me what a world-class Indian sporting institution could become. I returned deeply inspired and slightly worried by how much bigger our own dream had suddenly become. That visit made the dream feel possible. India does not lack talent or ambition. What children sometimes lack is the right environment, a place that says, you belong here. Dream bigger, work harder, become the best in the world. Olympic medals inspire a generation. Institutions build generations. A medal may inspire one child. The right institution can help thousands discover what they're capable of. Our first plan was centered largely around the sport I knew best, badminton. Construction began and we believed we were making good progress. Around that time, I had the opportunity to meet our beloved Chief Minister Sri N. Chandrababu Naidu Garu. That meeting began in a very, very funny way. Around 1:30 one fine afternoon, his PA called me and said the meeting was confirmed. Please come. So I in between family wedding, I actually was in a family sari attire, and I had no time to change. And of course, I arrived at Chief Minister Sir's office in a full wedding attire, dressed to the T. The looks I received made it clear that everyone was wondering whether I had to come to present a project or invite Sir to a wedding. I expected to explain the project and to receive CM Garu's blessings, take a photograph and leave. Instead, the meeting became a Viva exam. He asked why we planned in this way, whether it could be better and how it would serve generations 100 years from now. I went in for blessings and came out with homework. More importantly, CM Garu gave me a perspective. He made me understand that when a state places its faith in you, the responsibility is to build for generation, not simply for today, he told me. And he told me, Sindhu, if you are building something, build it thinking about the next 100 years. And I was stunned by what he said, and of course there was a lot of homework to do. Driving back home, Datta and I, my husband, of course, Datta, I asked ourselves, were we dreaming big enough, or were we constructing a facility or building a legacy? So we stopped rushing. We reopened the master plan, challenged every assumption, brought in experts and asked what Visakhapatnam would need, not only in 2028, but decades later. Our one sport became 7 core sports, with 2 additional disciplines that children can try. In all, they will be able to experience close to 9 sporting disciplines before choosing their direction. The new vision includes an indoor 25-meter shooting range where children can train in the 25-meter discipline. We believe it'll be the first facility of its kind in Andhra Pradesh, right here in Visakhapatnam. CM Garu asked us to build with greater purpose. For that challenge, belief, and support, I'm deeply grateful. Our first responsibility was to learn. We studied Aspetar in Doha, leading facilities across Europe, Asia, and the Inspire Institute of Sport. We looked beyond beautiful buildings to coaching, injury prevention, recovery, nutrition, education, and culture. By the end of those visits, our holiday albums had fewer tourist photos and far more pictures of recovery rooms, flooring, and air conditioning vents. I get so few holidays, and now even those holidays come with site visits. We go to Italy and Datta says, Sindhu, while we are here, let us see one facility in Milan. We go to Australia and suddenly the MCG becomes research. At this rate, I might need a holiday from a holiday. When we came back, we added a level of vision, perspective that, in my opinion, changed the entire scope of this project. The 25-meter swimming pool coming up here is built by Mirta Pools from Italy, the same company responsible for pools at Olympic competition venues, including Paris 2024. That is the standard we want to bring to Visakhapatnam. In the badminton hall, we have designed a specialized air circulation system to recreate controlled drift, small movements of air, and air can make a shuttle travel faster from one end, hold back from the other, or change flight at the last moment. Training in those conditions will help athletes adapt before they face drift in the finest halls worldwide. These details may sound small, but at the highest level, the difference between winning and losing is often hidden in the details that most people never notice. The larger vision also increased the budget. I told everyone to think bigger. I did not realize that every bigger added another zero to the estimate. I say this seriously and with great humility. I'm committing most of what I've earned in my life to bring this project to life. As an institute of this scale cannot be built by one athlete or one family. So every business leader and organization here, please do not suddenly look into your phones. This is part where I ask help. Whatever CSR support you can give, small or large, will help build a sporting culture across multiple sports. It can give a child a coach, a safe place to train, recovery, education, and confidence to believe that an extraordinary life is possible. That is why I hope you will help us make this shared institution not simply Sindhu's project. If CM Garu made us think about the next 100 years, my husband made us think about the project every day. Datta always wanted to build something inspired by Zaha Hadid. I was a badminton player with no idea how that sentence would enter my life. My dear friend Rishi introduced us to Sujit, Rishi's wife Nandu here, and his in-laws and Rishi's in-laws. Uncle and auntie are here today. Thank you so much for the introduction. Sujit understood both the drawings and the ambition, and his experience with Zaha Hadid architects immediately and convinced Datta. I mean, poor Sujit, I'm sorry. Also discovered that one last revision is not a promise in our family. It's a recurring event. Our dinner conversations became about HVAC, MEP, structural grids, and a lot more. When Datta became excited about sleeves inside columns, I wondered why were we even talking and discussing about shirt sleeves on a construction site. Sujit, seriously, I mean, you gave a form to the vision while Zaki sir made it stand. Our MEP consultants connected every system, and I think which is so imagined the high performance ecosystem. Karthik and the Pavilion Infra are bringing it all to life. Thanks, Karthik. And I think, Datta, you carried this dream while I trained and competed. You protected the vision, stayed with every detail, and pushed all of us to think bigger. Thank you. I don't know where he is, but thank you. To the engineers, consultants, contractors, and workers whose names will never be announced, but whose hands will live in every corner of this campus. Thank you. Thank you so much. My parents kept thinking, when is the work restarting? Datta first said January, then May, and now it's August already. Olympic pressure is nothing compared with giving your parents a construction update, isn't it? So I publicly I'm saying this today, in May 2028, I will inaugurate this facility. Karthik and the whole team, I hope you heard it. I hope you heard the month and the year very, very clearly. May 2028. To my parents, my coaches, my in-laws, I think coaches' discipline, sacrifice, and resilience begin with you. You believed before the world knew my name. Thank you. Thank you so much. People often ask me why Visakhapatnam. The honest answer is that in many ways, Visakhapatnam chose us. There is something special about this place, a city held between the hills and the sea, with strength in its landscape, warmth in its people, and ambition in its children. Every time I stand on this ground, I do not see only columns and concrete. I see school bags besides kid bags. I see early mornings, tired smiles, brave recoveries, and young athletes learning to believe in themselves. This land is not simply the location of our center. It is where my gratitude to Andhra Pradesh is taking physical form. I want every child who enters this campus to feel that world-class opportunity has come home and that they do not have to leave their roots behind in order to reach the world. And Visakhapatnam itself will be part of their training. The heat can build resilience when training is managed well. The beach offers sand, which is wonderful until a coach says, now run sprints. Then it becomes slightly less wonderful. I want athletes not only to compete in Visakhapatnam, but to live here, train here, learn here, and grow here. I want the city to become one of India's great centers of sporting excellence. And I want children from Visakhapatnam, from across Andhra Pradesh and from across India to know that this place was built with dreams in mind. This is why PV Sindhu Center for Sports Excellence is an integrated ecosystem, not a home for only one sport. There is a deeper reason this multi-sport vision matters. In India, very early specialization is often oversold. I started badminton at 8 because that was what we knew and what was available. Luckily, it worked out reasonably well. In Norway, I encountered a different approach. Many children played 7 or 8 sports before narrowing their focus later. It taught me that before asking child to specialize, we should allow them to discover. Here, children can explore 7 core sports and close to 9 sporting experiences. They can play, try, fail, return, and around 10 or 10 and half, begin choosing a clearer direction with guidance from coaches and families. This is not about keeping children unfocused. It is about building athletes before asking them to become specialists. A badminton player who swims and does gymnastics is not wasting badminton time. Swimming develops endurance and breathing control. Gymnastics builds balance, mobility, core strength, and body control. Different age groups and movements help muscles develop more evenly, allows tendons and ligaments to adapt to different loads, improves coordination, and reduces repetitive stress. It builds the athlete before specializing the athlete. I'm very happy to inspire athletes across all these sports, and I'm also promising, I'm not promising to personally try all 9, of course. I know my limits. Kids can choose what they want and accordingly try out different sports. And I think education is not an addition to this vision. It is central to it. Sport gave me a career. Education gave me perspective. My parents taught me that medals may shape a career, but education shapes a person. This integrated facility will unite learning and high-performance training, developing not only speed and skill, but judgment, respect, and character. Our purpose is not only to produce champions, but good human beings begins. Whatever path they eventually choose, we will be proud. Opportunity should be determined by a child's talent, commitment, and courage, not by where the child comes from. Lokesh Anna, I make one promise: when we meet again in May 2028, it will be to open one of the India's finest integrated sports and education campuses. That is my promise to you, the government, Visakhapatnam, and every child who will walk through these gates. But Anna, I want one promise from you. When it's ready, come back not only as a chief guest, but to spend half a day with children who will hopefully call this place home. Walk through the learning spaces, visit the recovery center, watch the children train, speak to them, and the most importantly, listen to their dreams. Because this center does not belong to me. It belongs to Visakhapatnam, it belongs to Andhra Pradesh, it belongs to India, and to every young person who will arrive carrying nothing but their dream. Today is not simply the beginning of a project. It is the beginning of a movement. People say, we hope this center creates another Sindhu. But the future does not need another Sindhu. It needs every child discover the person only they can become. Some will become champions and some may never stand on the podium. That is perfectly okay. Medals are only one measure of success. Character, discipline, resilience, kindness, integrity, and the courage to dreams are victories too. If a child walks through these gates with a racket or running spikes, I hope they know immediately that this campus was built for them. I hope they look around and quietly tell themselves, if this dream could be built here, perhaps my dream can come true too. India gave me the opportunity to win 2 Olympic medals, and those medals changed my life. And this institution is how I carry that opportunity forward. My medals will always be my greatest honor. I hope this center becomes my greatest contribution, because Olympic medals inspire a generation, institutions build generations. And finally, thank you so much. I think you've come from so far, and my dear friends, and Shamundi uncle, thank you. You've been very, very supportive since I was young. Since I started winning, you've been very, very supportive. And my dear guests and everyone out here, thank you so much once again coming here and supporting me and supporting this institute. Thank you, Visakhapatnam. Thank you, Andhra Pradesh. Let us build something together that our children and one day their children will be proud of. Thank you. Jai Hind.